Let me salute the leadership of the EFF, our Treasurer General, DSG, SG, National Chairperson, our Deputy President, President of the Student Command and his delegation, leaders of different provinces who are here today. Let me also salute the judges who took time to come and be with us here today. We salute our leaders, the President of Pan-African Parliament and his deputy, our leaders in the business, Comrade Patrice Motsepe and Comrade Robert Umede. We are not surprised why they are here, because when we left this beautiful province at an early age to go and continue our struggles in Gauteng, we were received by these comrades. They took us in and they treated us like their own children. They still do till to date, irrespective of whether we are still in the ANC or not, because a genuine relationship amongst Africans goes beyond both religious and political differences. We salute Mama Zenani and the Mandela family. Mama Zenani, she is Mama Winnie's daughter, and Mama Zinzi is not here. The Mandela's grandchildren are here to represent the family, including the ones from Kulu. They tried to colonize me the last time we went to Mama's grave, and they said, from today you are a Madiba, because I was at their place. So today they must know they are Bashabis, because they are here. That's how it works. But the grandchildren of Mama Winnie were not properly introduced, and if she was here, it was going to be a big problem, because one of them were introduced to her the whole day at Mboisene's graduation. You see, this one is royalty. Come here, Julius. This one. She's here with us today because Mama loved her family. And we'll speak about that a bit later. Can we allow them chair to stand up so they can be seen? They are not just ordinary people. They grew up without their grandparents. They are here. And Mama Zoto is also here. She was Mama Winnie's PA. They lived together, struggled together. She must also rise because when they say Endrum Langin is Twalandu and all, some of you don't understand those things. When they say you are a Twalandu, it means you have done everything in your life, everything for your people. There's nothing more to be done. From birth to death is the highest honor bestowed on those who never sold out in a revolution. So when they say Endrum Mlangeni is Twalandu, they mean she has never, not for a second, doubted the struggle. When COPE was formed, she used to make us laugh. When COPE was formed, recruited the veteran Selras Tavari. That Mlangeni, I will never live with all its problems. To ask of him to leave the ANC is to ask him to leave himself. Because he will come to the EFF and say ANC in the process as he was talking. And he tries to talk about the EFF, but the ANC is permanently on his tongue. And he's going to be buried with a black, green and gold flag, because that's what he is. That's what Winnie Mandela was. So, when we talk loyalty and discipline, that Mlangeni is exactly that. If you love the EFF, maybe you will be Mulangeni of the EFF. It all depends on your discipline and dedication to the cause. Even when the cause experiences some weaknesses, you ought to be loyal to it. Because that's what we learn from Bontate Mulangeni, Lebo Mama Winnie. Mama Winnie is also stalwart. Although delivered very late, never late, as long as it was delivered late, when she was no longer with us, it's better it is delivered. We have asked for it when she was still alive. When she was still with us, they've never given it to her. You know why? Because it's a woman. Women are not easily recognized like that. If it was a man who did everything else that Winnie did, would have been honored long time ago and should have become a president. But she couldn't, because she is a woman. We have a problem with women who do things that are supposed to be done by men. There is no problem. Because that's a problem of a patriarchal society, which we must get rid of. Rena as a younger generation, and recognize who or who they are. Kosikulu, my king. The kingdom is not decided by courts. No court can decide kingdom. No amount of interpretation of Roman law, Dutch law, can recognize or identify kingdom. As in there is no kingdom in the history of kingdom which has never had problems, but they always resolve themselves. And there should be times where courts say, go back and talk. Because there are certain things the courts can't resolve. A kingdom. We're not saying a woman cannot be a king. You must hear us properly. A woman can be a king. A woman can lead society. Winnie Mandela was a king and a queen. She was everything. She was everything. Why would we have problems with women when we recognize Winnie Mandela as our leader? She remains our leader till today. Because we don't have problems of being led by women. But leave the kingdom issues to Bahalabe. You have got no authority to decide on kingship. This one a lady funeral. So whether the court removes you king or not, you will remain our king. We will always salute you for that, because you are a leader in your own right. We do not recognize you now because you are here. We recognized you long before. We are the first ones to give you blue lights. Le mathalo. Why is the Tina Zamagari blue lights? Or not study blue lights, Kassel. Because this one and Zeletin are of the same status. And then we gave this one blue lights. Rarari, Hak, the convoy. Usatamaga until to date. That's how we recognized this kingdom. Yabavenda. They are our leaders. Our governor here, Ujamumulejmu, Kibaka Ai, the Wujaj Mahuga, Kibatwamo Ai, Wujaj Raulinga, Kamaganar Namaur Nashiba, Eletambuli Shiba Bonalabona, Batlula Nerina, Baeta Pikamuka, but President Alex Michiti today. We salute you. Ronald Lamola is a former deputy president of the youth league. Zizi Godwa, Lamola was my deputy. Zizi Godwa was a youth league spokesperson who also spoke for me. You did. You stayed after 2008. Thank you for coming, my spokesperson. And then we handed you over after Nazareth second leg. That's when you were released to now become an adult. There is Pinky there, Deputy Minister, Kasel Matale, our Deputy Minister, former Premier, who was removed unceremoniously by people who took over government and do not know what to do with it. Under his leadership, we used to finish the whole budget. The whole budget. We implement everything. When we finish the whole budget, the national government goes to other provinces to take money from those provinces and bring it to Limpopo. Because we knew how to use money here in Limpopo. When we were given a task to build 5,000 houses, we were building 5,500. The 5,000 is from government pass. The 500 is from the business people who got the tenders to build houses. Or okay, now that you have built, with your profit, how many are you building? As you are paying back to the communities. Since he left, there's never been a proper construction of a road, a regional road. The main one, not just Yawya Zanila, Ugamangila, and Norway, Boy, Gatsana Bridge, what's an so, what's another boy. Kill Jabu Mata, little Jew. I say so in front of the coffin of my grandmother because from time to time she will say to me, Mataluka, Utavilenga, is he fine? My grandmother knew all of us by name and our responsibilities and always checked on us. And not only us, but our children as well. She never forgets that. That's the last conversation I had with her. On a Friday evening. Mogarlia Roman. Arawa more pitchy with Banabaka. Karabanaba to our Lernaria to Eric Roba, Legila Peter Tabulela Sans. Because we're speaking every day. So she was my confidant. We discussed everything. There's nothing we never discussed with my grandmother, including the things I never discussed with anyone, she took all of that to the grave. She has never shared them with anyone. Because that's how dignified she was. As a mutoro mojadilo arlidikwele na. Abe uwi makamuskadi bulela. Our leaders from PAP are here. Comrade Tony Engeni. This comrade will never be a minister. Tony Engeni will never be a member of parliament. Will never be anything. Because the ANC destroyed him. This one. The same ANC that is selling with loyalty. Tony Engeni got a discount and did not declare that in parliament. The same mistake that Musi Maimane did recently about donations when he was standing for DA leadership. Musi Maimane's problem was dealt with in parliament. Tony Engeni's problem was taken outside parliament. And they charged him with fraud and sent him to jail. In parliament, there are privileges of members of parliament. When they've done certain things, those things are resolved inside parliament. They do not go outside. Tony Engeni's issue was taken outside. We sat in the ANC and took a decision that Tony Engeni's matter was wrongly handled. And I said to Zuma that Tony defends with his life. I said to Zuma, there is an ANC outstanding decision that says Tony's issue was badly handled. And if that decision indeed stands, why is Tony not being pardoned by the president? So that he can assume his responsibility as a commander of Mkhonto Wesizwe, who commanded it in a difficult province of Western Cape. I don't say this here. I said it to Zuma. I said it to Jeff Harden. What is it that this man did to you, which you will never forgive him for? Tony Engeni deserves presidential pardon so that he can assume his responsibility. His responsibility in leading society. It is unfortunate I did not win on the 8th of May. Had I became a president, I would have pardoned you without apologizing to anyone. For because leadership is about taking decisions. Doesn't matter how wrong you are. Let history judge you. You can't be a leader if you want to take decisions that are popular with those who are in charge at that moment. We don't regret the decisions we have taken. We stood by Winnie Mandela when we were taking her to a grave. People repeated everything else we said when Winnie was still alive. They were agreeing with us in everything. When the ENCA wanted to insult Winnie Mandela, I never said anything. I took a back seat. The people of South Africa stood up and defended her. And then ENCA changed the narrative and started to recognize her. The same thing I say about Tony. It will be sad if he lives here and finds an accident, God forbid. They are going to repeat after me like they always do. Because what I do is to say exactly what they want to say, and they are scared to say it. Nakepela free, agina matanda, likolo to agina chunagi. Agina account ya comments, agikolo timu to say or nothing. I live a free life because I learned from my grandmother. Marena skolo to basa ratam. Ubasa pinika skolo to wo. Jajele mweki atena kuwa ke mwana sevali mutushi waiga mukone kerege parawali nyangwe. Aba nsamwa ikivija sesi kam. Ke or no no be bang pachelete ya gore ko patela fridge ya o patela ke eng man ko ke fridge ya o patela ai ke yo tšea mokitana mola wa fridge a ke re yo tosha botutu ya lo re tšwele mo re na ro thobolla maoto re fita shopong ye nngwe ke re ke tšea chancenyana ke re ke ya kolotiša fridge ba mphile sello ke ela o e bonang ka kua site fridge ya tšo tšea fridge ya sekoloto a na le fridge kore a be a sa koloto ba kwa o ka re ntho mo ya shorta so o nyaka o tsamaya tšea sekoloto sa eng le sa eng mara society sona a sekoloto o nyaka a lwala a le mpeteng o kwa founela batho ba lo ba botse gore ba tšee tšhelete ba išea mmalebona ke re ke eng ya reno ya society gape nako e fetile yone John, she lived a very simple life. She never wanted anything complicated. Nagiyela mero, ayama shoja, dinama ditleji, asinata bali John. Arlo cheki Johna dirti jim malweji garna weri ya mero ya asangara wala. Lo tomo ya le jalna je jadi friji na fu ya friji le ratanya. Ki ona dirti jim malweji. Gate ela le bona e toilet kwa zono e tswalla ke kereke protect her now people must not just go there and travel it a ke tswalla ke tsamaya e batho ba e tamola re khopela go bona go butšhaka sefano ke ma e ba re ke mama gore o ka re ke motseba a tsena yena o nana re ba ditšetša ba isha ba tlo mo fa mathata a motsola ka mo e ke bua ke image ke file ba re no batho ba dile mo wana o ile chere o tsela bona o thotšha ela hana yona ela ke mo ditšo re wena o ta itisha a šie pampitšhana e ba wa ile sa ba botse gore ba e ofising a bana ba se fere ba dile ka maoto ba ka se fite kwa ofising kwa Baba shabi bona e bilo ka rufita gate ba re sfane ba ramana sha o sathe abana ba re sathe khofi as long as no ba sfane sa ba shabi bula gate ke mwana ka hai bula a gitile leader mola a collected complaint Lord go solve one a provide leadership because some of you think by being a leader is to occupy an office. She had no office, but she was leadership. Because there is a difference between office occupation and providing leadership. Many of you are honored with office occupation, but you do not know how to exercise that power. Wabana how it wadi lumo wudi wadi lumo akiwa wudi pikara wudi wai. Nam always ke tswara gidie. Because my grandmother always said, Oskaba tswa urumele dije muntu. If unyaka or dilo didiwe house, didiwe. She always emphasized that. And let me tell you, she's never been wrong because if you ask anyone to do anything, that's my experience all the time. It doesn't matter who. In the family, outside family, in the EFF. If you ask anyone to do anything, it will never be perfected the way you have imagined it. Because they are not in your mind. So you want to perfect it, it's because you saw it before. You played it in your mind. You must do it yourself. You must go and do it yourself. You must be buried in this way. Because you have imagined it. I sat with a Rana Faska, I was better. No, Zana Spetel, Zana holiday in. We are check in, check out, check in, check out. Otanya Garaluki, Sheo, Judge Leo Zamaya. Ketsiboro nyaka inga unyaki. Yasuka. Ure. o ne go ntrelela o ka ba bona gore ke tlile go kganna a ke nyake metse o di bolelane e ke tshwara kgona ke tsamaya o šala bojamane ntsoka le mosadi o bona a ke nyake lepokisi le le ntsho o se ka dia lepokisi le le ntsho le diaparo tšela le tlo nkapeša ka mola o se ka gapeša lo tše dintsho a ke di nyake o tsebo gore ke bereka so ka tšero tše dintsho. We discussed everything because ha re bolele re le batho he re le boloka re a le phoshetša a re tsebe gore batho ba ba nyaka eng ya ba nyake so re na le mokgekolo o ne re bolela dilo tše ka moka tša dinyaka le tša sa dinyake. I got married very late because problem ya e be le gore o re apo o swantše o nyale ke re wa ke swantše ke nyale nna ke nyale a re no o swantše o nyale gore e ke ikgwa ke tsebe gore o šia le mwana jalo ke palela ko o tsamaya ka gore ke nyaka o bona o nyetše ke tsebe gore o šia le mwana ka re oho jalo bona o mphile nkoma ya o tseba gore o tshwarelela mo o fitaneng so that you can live long. Ultimately, I got married. She was the happiest. So I don't know, Kerno, Egagua, Naginyaki Sero Mongogo, Rodi Abu Musadi Fela, then Gamora Tisha Musadi, no problem. And now Tantamana Garta. When I shall eat Kupulang Wing, but I'm a truly jelly bullet. I'm wanting house. Where Eggy wear no what the more will have a villa linear. Eggy fitar. Oh, the daddy or Mola Mosai. Argamova that was in a city. Kerry, I get one Nebuburgamu. I guess we are living like a gas header now. Bereka sole skumga utomo brifa runyaka ino kerno apero kwanara itari wa bathunyana bora siwa manje wa bathunyana ke mo ga ke ro dia list ya re bjo ke 50 mamuta o we are begging yo ke le mwana nkwana le na tse ya o bala list yela tapekiti ma 250 ba khotsi ba IFM a ke so biti baka. Then someone whispered in my ear are lenyalo asela ba ba shatha ke la batswadi ba bona gore ke na kwe ba ke khantša gore now I've delivered. So ba khantša now I've delivered kero then I let go ke a tshwere modiro mkhagolo monna anamela di steps a teka o di mona re ka mkhwatsa ge dinga ona a tsibura di onamela di steps o taka o di mo ya ka fase ke mo ka wa bo ya re go nna ka le nonamela le bo a o ke le thola bana ba ka gore ka mo di di ke ai it's very chobija ona mo nya mona di bex 84 o ba bona or no yalo ba tshwere bo. Then I said to her, we must do a 90th birthday. So 90 hours. So this is what she asked from us. I have no problem at all because my grandmother is 90 years. What more do I want from a 90-year-old? Of course, but every time my grandmother got into pain, it was very terrible. It was very terrible. This is bad. And every time she gets attacked by her illness, it happens half the time when she's in my house or in my presence. So that time I cried tears. Why do you have to go through such pain? So I've seen everything. I've done everything for my grandmother. Me and her, we have completed our race. I've got no outstanding issues with my grandmother. That's why on her coffin there is no blanket. I bought her blanket when she was still alive. I did everything for her. Why? Because I wanted to teach those who come after us to love their parents, to work for their parents, to provide for their parents. No one should tell you not to support your parents, not a wife, not anyone. I know una le mosadi or una le monna re ska support batho ba eno o nyalane le mollo. You have married a witch. You have married a witch. Ha una le mosadi or monna wa sa nyakeng ngwana ha wo tlele na ka ra lenyalo wo mmuditse hore ke na le ngwana. You have married a witch. It's time to run. You must walk out of that thing. It's not a marriage. It's a university of witchcraft. Because very soon you will become a witch yourself. My blood. The signs are there. Then I said to my grandmother, I'm married in the Mandela family. And okay, I want to meet these people. Then she goes there. No one knew my wife, by the way. And then even my mother-in-law didn't know that me and my wife, we were making the pots to happen. But I am when I am more like a research on Marana. Marana is over gone. I think I'm on a research. Yeah, boy. Hey, one way I really tell my you are. But no, hey, no, Mola Wabereke. Get okay. While the Wabereke. I'm wrong, Hatakur. Ola Matwalea. Unale Matwalea. And then, Banyalanim Ratwalea, Banalim Matwal. Ratwalea Togo Fage. Matwale usana le matwale wahai. After manahaya to the field. Why is that an important point? Arbaba Chiba Kuba Julius. Eba do fecha ugoloka mwana mushimane go aremulo idichaka sjawu shiti. Utabona urofu lakai. Yo alo mwano munyala mu. Ura orlina kasiko. Utanna lenna ka. We all become what our parents are. Very few of us do things differently. Hi Lord Batwadi ba senya wana ona mutamatsilani. Hi Lord Batwa wishilu ena mtanutwa wishi. Karukintu wetba morbo pelo kutwa wishi. Man you will never do something different. Even if you graduate to do something different from your parents, when our relatives like to my root, I would make you from time to time. In a loan of child, Manula to the Abishu show. I tell a job, Papa, the Moka, the Swanter Mobujo, Ayapu Muzalwa, now Sadiachi. Naki the Gatana Travulun, give it my India Mapula. I said Indians are Pulis, Kikula Kukwa. Very Mapule. So, in my mind, my grandmother will never say a derogatory word. or a swear word. So since it was said by my grandmother, it means it's the right thing to say. I repeated it again, and now we will like a guarantee. Like he repeated on a national platform. Yes, it's got another rabulu. You're going to go up at Abajila Jalena, or Kisha Kotobar, Nagri Makula, Nagula, Kimakula was what was on the keyboard. I will pause on him. We say and do the things we have seen from our parents. When you see Princess Zenani giving such a powerful speech during a mother's funeral, she didn't hear or learn it somewhere. She took it from her parents. So Winnie Mandela, Sarah Malema, and all the township women, they provided for their kids without their men. Winnie Mandela, Sarah Malema proves that Kemaka or Musadi Asaksi Unyaka is not true. You don't need them. Not only that, but a woman can't own a house. That house of my grandmother, she fought for it. Not under democracy, under apartheid, and she won. I'm not going back there. This is my home. The umbilical cord, fought for that house, won the house, provided for all without a man. And there's nothing special about her, because that's what township women do. Bawudisha malapa abona lebana babona without their men. Mara lejwela pelelere, women can't do without men. And it's not only in South Africa, all over the world. We believe for a woman to succeed, you need a man. Madiba goes to prison. Mama Winnie raises children without Madiba. Madiba comes back. White monopoly capital tells him she's not fit for you. She will damage your image. He lives here in the township, goes and stays in the suburbs of Houghton and in the Minel's families and all over. She remains there, raising her children, raising her grandchildren alone. Proving that it is not true that women need a man to raise their own children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren. My grandmother is that example. Next, my grandmother's house there's a shop there called Cornerstone. Everyone shopped there. Everyone took credit there. That shop was owned by the Langa family. Mosadiwa onawa mama sibuki le no harenal family le khulam khagul atamola namola re Julius. You know, when I look at this family, kinobona dramaso, it unfolded in front of my eyes. From what you guys went through to where you are now. It's a miracle. I can't believe this. Tsako is not lying. 9 kids, 4-roomed house. All 9 kids except the last born, or the second last also, don't have children. The rest of us are there. That's why you can't say to Tsako, is my cousin, or Ron is my cousin. No. We are brothers. Rorela stofo, samalaki. As feja mola ba biaria, eu feja uyiwa, kemuka wa kutiwa ditulo dinamela tafu. Then come fasata for Laibam Pete Rearoma. Now, it's not a unique Malema family. It's what is happening in the black communities. But the difference with the Malema family is that we've moved gradually from that situation to a much better situation. What am I saying? It is possible, black child. We can turn our families around and make them better places. We learn from this old woman. The reason why she became my political mentor, my mother was a strong Christian, strong believer in a Baptist. Baptist, my mother. I get busy about saying lady Mulagamuga, Narwaga meeting. Strong believer. I strike this school when they call my mother, you, the biggest sellout. After Mola, Auna Mutu. Twebe Tanabula, Medier, Twem Pale, Chilena, Ai, Quisello, Udo want to apa, like Pelago, teacher, I fitting away. Excited. Yemen and Lumbuin, Tama, Chio, Namola, Ufisur, but up on our watch or younger. So one day we organized a strike that lasted for 3 months or 2 months from Taganel High School. Which was community meeting, big community meeting. They were talking. Now Sarah Malem must speak. Now I called my grandmother because I know the other one is going to be a problem. So I called my grandmother, then she goes. She agrees with them, no, yeah, one knows the problem. I talked to him, I don't know. Now that we are all agreed, Julius is no longer a student here. Kermano was senior. Keria Panagamgaman was senior. Mana has senior, Wahara, Keriam Halagamgam. Almukubi. They'll make one another say, no, Ratamanga sign the move. Barco, Kwanel, close sign a Magilla, one way of Amateur. Up and Nugget Male, Marangi, well, Morocco, Major Javadi. No problem. Yes, I think well, about our well, community. You are not going back. You are going to sign here. I can't write. I don't know how to write. Without signing unnecessary, I don't know how to write. And then those things, I'm not going to sign, and I'm not going to sign. And I'm not going to sign. It was going to be difficult for them to expel me without the consent of a parent. So Banyaka by him, Yamutwad. In the presence of so many people, she was alone. I stood against all of them. But it's not going to happen. Mener Paladu or Namo, he can tell you that story of that old woman who stood amongst my shawashab. And it will never happen. When the ANC thugs attacked her, when we expelled from the ANC, went to her house to attack her, if it Ibula gate, Eralo Rinagam Pelelage, Naste Strate, Zenan Lim Pelelage Gamo, Hello Rinagam Pulaela Mano. The door is open. Alone. I said to Cyril Ramaphosa, when we did an appeal, I said, please, the day you announce a decision of the ANC, you must tell me because I want to be at my grandmother's house. Every time you make an announcement, they go and trouble her in my name. So I want to be there. I went, they announced. huge celebration. They brought cars to a house. Before they brought cars to a house, they went to buy a coffin and put at her gate, Barry, we are burying your child today. 8 people, but we are burying your child today. In front of a gate, when they left, there's no problem. She knows all of them by name. She calls their name. Soron swakantia soba. Kalmano hujigamo. Soron swakantia so mano hujigamo. Li yagamuka blading it. She went through a list of them. One day, my aunts buy a mona boats for a meeting. Your yellow Roberta, you are Buleleva Fetabar Bats, and my ever joga gate. Boy, Mamma Bulu, we mola conasto. Or more maniacal. The Yunfi, the Yalakasaya, Fedi, Naya. The Gasaya say, ya. Then Ramaphosa calls me. I'm going to announce the decision. Make your preparations. Then I make my preparations and go home. Then little did they know that we were armed twice than them. So our betters tunya, our betters tunya. So Mostrate was shooting, pushing back the enemy. Can not let me rush to my grandmother, check if she's fine. Kigram with the first step. Will I am judge? Will I am judge? If Kapishi, will I? Nagaramu to Aku to dig up as a man. Uru Kamova Mutinega or give it chain. Give it an amole nugget food and Barry. We have buried your child. Abulabo Radio ANC members Barako Kukwaka were going to dig your daughter's grave and come and bury it in front of your gate. Referring to my mother's grave. Barry, we are going to, they are talking to a very old person about digging graves. ANC people who are going to dig your daughter's grave and come and rebury her in front of your gate. Koko, what do you want me to do? Because these people have traveled you and all of that. What do you want me to do? And good now. Heuka wella ANC. They are going to kill you. And I want to say in front of her coffin, in her presence, that I will never go back to the ANC. If EFF fails, I'll go and teach. I'm doing my master's now. I'll go and teach in a university, or I'll become a farmer. I love farming. Or I'll become a lawyer. I love law. I will never go back to the gates. We will dig your daughter's grave and come and rebury her in front of your gate. That's what the ANC said to me. That's what the ANC said to my grandmother. When the Mandashi was called, he said there's nothing the ANC can do about those things. They are on record saying that. Every time they eat something, I don't know whether they eat nyaupe or what, they say Julius Malema must come back to the ANC. So that they can bury me in front of my grandmother's gate. Because that's what they wanted to do to my family. Let me tell you, when they thought they finished me, I went to look at my grandmother's face. I went to look at my son's face. I exist, or at the time I existed for those two people. I looked at her, I looked at my son. I said, Rati's not going to go through what I went through. Because mine was not life at all. It was a lifeless life. When the ANC thought it has finished my family, I looked at my grandmother. I looked at Rata and I said, I'm going to fight because we must never go back to where we were before. We will never go back there. We will never go back there. It will never happen. If it must happen, they killed, if there is a killing, they killed the wrong person. Because that which she had, everything, the pay, kukamuka, the shejilin. I am responsible for everything that made that family. If they want to destroy it, they will have to kill me. So, they will never destroy this family. None of my aunts. I can't guarantee about their children. I can guarantee about them. I'm not responsible for their children's lives. They must get their own lives in order. I'm responsible for these ones. And I will, for as long as I'm alive, I will bury you one by one in a dignified manner, befitting of the army that stood with me during difficult times. All of them ran away from me. You never said that. Actually, that brought you closer to politics. But when that happened, you all stood up. In defiance, le line up as a shield behind me. Le miso. Ukwaka arua kotorwana ar helifeja fe. Le tewele telemperiport. Helifeja fe la tewele telemperiport. Otherwise, there is a usasakiata. Kinyaga ukikwela kajiti chakajitele. Bumaniaka basina di koloi, basina anything. Hey chaya, banamela di basi tima kumreita tlinga jona, babuela mura. The following day, they come back and sit there. Babereka, baba ruaga di taxi, baratanga rabona, baba ruami bereku, baba tima di position till today, they can't get any promotion. Because their son is a sinner. So they must be destroyed in my name. So they shouldn't worry. We are in this thing together. We are the Malema family. That's who we are. So no one must worry about me. Not running. My mother was never a coward. My mother confronted the most dangerous criminals. Not only confrontation, fought with them physically when the rest of the community members were scared of those people. She was never scared of anything. You must never worry about me. I've got my own family. There is no orphan. Ya o ba le bana. O do go re shisitse re kwena chiwana ya o ba le bana. Chiwana mogala. Auna chiwana. My mother, my grandmother is now my wife. You can't marry a person who doesn't have the qualities of your parents. When you marry a person, you have seen something you I've got my own family. I've got my wife. I've got my 3 beautiful kids. Very intelligent young boys. I am now responsible for them. So for the sake of my children and my wife, I will remain strong. For the sake of the revolution and the EFF, we will remain strong. Because the EFF, we are a family. We are a family. We've got one big family called the EFF. When we're rejected, when the graves were being digged and repaired, you opened a home for us and then welcomed us and made us to be who we are. So comrades, everyone else in the family can learn a lesson from this old woman. She's no more. I've never seen anyone who confronted my grandmother, either a grandchild or her own children. Amu underminer, amu dia all types of things kukwaka, amu hala idea. All of those who did that, I've never seen them succeed in life. Never. But banana bagarabishana lena so bamuruba, bamija all types of things. We are not a perfect family. We must not come here and pretend like we're a perfect family. We have our own problems too. It's not late to replay those lessons. All types of things. You can replay those things and still hear the advice. And now I followed my grandmother's advice. I'm not here because of a mistake. All the time, when there were no answers on complex matters, I went to my grandmother. She had an answer and I listened to it. I listened to my grandmother. Those who never listened to her, those who insulted her, they've never succeeded. We're not condemning you to permanent suffering. It's not late to replay and listen to her. Listen to her. Everything will come okay. Everything. 90 years of wisdom and experience. Not even a VC of University of Limpopo can give you that. 90 years of experience. There's nothing they've not seen. Listen to your parents. Doesn't matter how educated you are. Doesn't matter how clever you are. Listen to them. Don't only listen to them, but yele, but ukishiji. Laos nase no ukishija mutwali asuba le challenge. Sanase usijame. Kepuchi shori mutwali waka jail. Fair. Uyaini. Nagi kudije mama kasuke kuchiera fele na kudije mo ko tata mo ke phone ya lwa di parliament ka ra di meeting ya botlhokwa o etswa TV o le TV live o bone phone itsela o re ganone go bolla ka ja TV o re ha ka ta phone ka mora e ba re break o phone ka speed o runa le bothata koko ke hey globe isele Julius globe ka o dikise globe e ba na ka lokisa globe ke le Cape Town a le phone le ro o mo phone ele wena mo tjoro globe na amazidosa yo ke ta khutja le nna ke go ena ke tsebo re ka gona o misa kholo kana mo bo ka se misa kholo because o bo tsebo re ke mathata jwalo I wouldn't miss my grandmother's phone call and call after 3 days. If I don't call for a day, something triggers in me that there's something wrong. Don't be a fake. Let's amalukutisha bakhekulu. Let's amalukutisha malapa bolena. Hernan lena mola makhweng. Lekitia o ka re lena le fitile. Gane ka hae ke bothata. Thoma ka hae re lokishe malapa. Ukabai, Harry Utlokofala, Karen one day to fit. Somehow we're going to arrive. Nara Tambo, Holungar, Kukwaka, Anana High. Ritlo Holungar, Ntoete Yarata. Auna Yarata. Baba Mabalenari Lirisha Holo, Karkai Matupa. Para mutunwa henesi, mutunwa muwe, mutuwa para Louis Vuitton, ka hai ke matupa. Awunya ke ichelete inchi, 20,000 samente je pedi je tharo. Ola je badimu, utlo bone lweja o ditsa mahabotse. O kwa unela dipula ya medupi, dilo ja o ditsa mahabotse. O tsibor nna ke rapella ke ba baholo. I grew up in the Shimanyana. Help me feel our phone, but it's jumping fast. Rarabe. Barbofa, Stabos Watamana, Gailorian Drinker. What's all ba? Habarra Rabella about pretended. What's all about so fake? Let us stop being fakes. Let us stop being pretentious. Let us live a real life for who we are. Those of us who cannot afford, there is nothing wrong. I want to pause. Mara, embrace your parents. TV, the CNN, you hold your parents' hand and go and vote with them. Why? You are just telling the world that I'm not ashamed of who I am. This is who I am. I missed that opportunity. Maloba gadi 8. Yautsa male mokhekulu. Eba mofone la bare hey. Bana ba e barape mabare special vote sieta le to vote la ka a ke vote le ka Julius utlonchia. Bara wa dira sa khona di yolo are a o ta ba di plan utlonchia ro vote ka moka. Physically she couldn't be there, but I felt her spirit when we were going to vote, because Muruti, I've lost my grandmother, but I've earned an angel. Yaung Gaita, or so in Gaitli Kisapina. Nagina Tata Banavish, because Rachel Hul, what's up, Rachel Dianjonasi, Assisilo, Rebodi. I am a child of a mother who had an epilepsy. Because epilepsy, it takes time. Many people mistaken Nana epilepsy. Our people don't understand those things. Said epilepsy. At an early childhood, I will go there. If you take it to put the robo job, put strate. Kimoyamela to work in Nelena, a papare. Kimush. Why? I saw my grandmother doing it. But that's without a problem. At I sit with her there, clean her up, I recover her, I joined that struggle. When you are young, it can be so embarrassing. Your friends are looking at you. But I was never scared of those things. That's why nothing embarrasses me. I don't get easily shaken. I was alone. No one can do anything to me. Not my children, not my wife, no one. Because I rely on myself. I rely on my conviction. I did that when I was alone. No one helped me. Kifita kiputa maka wile kapolweji ba epilepsy anchamare kimupumule kinelena tsuwe. Ekebuya, I will find my grandmother waiting for me at the gate. Amuchie amutsenchika ayo nako khonoraluka. Retshweretse la ewe nna le mokhekolo. It's not a secret. That's my life. That's who I am. That's why motho a bolela lonyana ja o se tlhamatse gore ke o lebelela re mo. O nyoko re motse motse. Ape nna re di bone. So today, I'm happy with Mokhekolo Robeji. Baboji. Abakuche because batho ba bapalla ke lwetsa bona ba di fa Mokhekolo. Kuche le bona nke ba di bona. Le rena ke re bone tsa rena. Kukwe o fedile. O ta di bona. Malekolo Maria o re ka folla. I say o phone e tswale digrile tswale le sim card ya khathwa yona. O fedile. A re ro di bona. A re shia fela Mokhekolo o re shile le bothata. Shala le di bona thobela.